You know, in the world of tech, there's always a race for the next big thing. But this time, the battle isn't for your desk or even for your pocket. Nope. The new fight is a high-stakes game for the most valuable piece of real estate on the planet, your face. I mean, think about it. For more than a decade now, the smartphone has been the absolute center of our digital universe. But all the big tech companies, they're all obsessing over one single question. What comes after this? What is the next great computing platform that's going to replace this little black rectangle we all carry around? Well, they think they have an answer, and it's a big one. The bet they're making is that the successor to the phone isn't something you'll hold in your hand at all. Instead, it's going to be seamlessly integrated right into a pair of glasses that you wear every single day.
Okay, so let's be clear. This is so much more than just building a cool new gadget. The company that actually wins this race, they get to own the next billion-user platform. We're talking about controlling the literal operating system of your life, from the way you see the world around you to how you talk to AI. It's everything. So who's actually in this race? Well, right now, it's really shaping up to be a two-horse competition. We've got two massive teams forming, and get this, each one has a completely different playbook, a totally different philosophy on how they're going to win over your face.
And if this whole setup sounds familiar, it should. On one side, you've got Team Meta. They're going for the walled garden approach, just like Apple did with the iPhone. They want to control the hardware, the software, the whole shebang. But on the other side, you've got Team Google and Samsung. They're all about an open system with their Android XR platform. Think of it just like Android phones. Anybody can make the hardware as long as it runs their software. Look, building these things is a massive undertaking, way too big for just one company. So Meta, they've partnered up with the folks who own Ray-Ban to make them look cool. Google's working with brands like Warby Parker. But you see that one name that's on both sides? Qualcomm. They're making the specialized chips for pretty much everyone. That makes them the quiet kingmaker in this whole race. So you might be wondering, how is Team Google going to make these glasses comfortable enough to wear all day? Well, their secret weapon is something called tethered processing. It's actually a pretty clever idea. Instead of packing a hot, heavy computer onto your face, the glasses just wirelessly send all the hard work, all the heavy lifting, to the supercomputer you already have in your pocket, your phone. This keeps the glasses light and, maybe most importantly, cool.
But okay, here's where the story takes a really sharp turn. The original dream, the grand vision, was to have full-blown augmented reality glasses by 2026. But that dream crashed headfirst into the wall of reality, and it forced every single company in this race to make a huge strategic pivot.
So yeah, the initial plan was full AR glasses by 2026. You know, digital stuff popping up and interacting with the real world. But the tech just isn't there yet. Not even close. The prototypes are massive, they get super hot, and they cost an absolute fortune. It just wasn't going to happen. So the whole industry slammed on the brakes and pivoted. The new plan? Launch much simpler, screenless AI glasses first, and kick the can on true AR down the road to 2027, or maybe even later. Okay, so what in the world are AI glasses if they don't have a screen? Well, think of them like a wearable AI assistant you can talk to. They've got cameras to see what you see and microphones to hear what you ask. Then you get your answers from an AI whispered right into your ear. The whole point is to interact with the world around you, powered by AI, but without ever having a screen get in the way. All right, so this whole pivot to AI first, it's not just some boring corporate strategy shift. It completely changes what the experience is going to be like for you and me. So let's talk about that. What will a world filled with these AI glasses actually feel like on a daily basis? The rollout is basically a super carefully planned strategy. You could almost think of it like a Trojan horse. First, you launch stylish AI glasses that people actually think look cool and want to wear. Then, step 2, you slowly get us all used to the idea of people wearing cameras on their faces in public. Once that happens, developers will start making cool hands-free apps, which creates a dedicated fan base. A fan base that's primed and ready when the really powerful and way more expensive AR glasses finally show up. And the things you could do with these, it's straight out of science fiction. Just picture this. You're looking at a menu in another language, and you just hear the translation in your ear. Or you're at the grocery store, you look at an apple and ask, hey, how many calories are in this? You could get walking directions without ever pulling out your phone and staring at a map. You can record a video of exactly what you're seeing from your own point of view. And the best part? Your phone stays in your pocket the entire time. Okay, but before we all get too excited about this amazing hands-free future, we gotta be realistic. There are some absolutely massive hurdles still on the track. This whole race could get slowed down or even stopped by some very, very real problems. When it comes to the tech itself, there are three huge engineering headaches. First and foremost, battery life. I mean, getting these things to last an entire day is just incredibly hard right now. Then there's the heat. When you cram a powerful computer chip into a tiny little glasses frame, it gets hot, like uncomfortably hot, right on the side of your head. These are not simple problems to fix. And then there's the price tag. Look, the tech for real, mind-blowing augmented reality, it actually exists, but it is crazy expensive. We're talking prototypes that cost more than $5,000 a pair. For these to be something normal people buy, that price has to come down by like 90%. A huge drop. But you know what? Maybe the biggest hurdle of all isn't about tech or money. It's social. It's about getting us, as people, comfortable with the idea that the person you're talking to could be recording you at any second. That's a massive, massive challenge. You can totally see places like bars or gyms or restaurants just banning these things completely because of the privacy nightmare. And that really brings us to the final, most important question. Because make no mistake, this technology is coming. And this race is only getting faster. The convenience is going to be amazing, there's no denying that. But the implications for our privacy, for how we interact with each other, they're profound. So the real question we have to ask ourselves is, are we actually ready for a world where any conversation, anywhere, could be recorded?